the ways of the shaitan. Choose. وَأَنَّ هَذَا صِرَاطِ مُسْتَقِيمًا فَاتَّبِعُوهُ وَلَا تَتَّبِعُوا السُّبُلَ. That's the only one you have to follow. And don't follow others. Otherwise you will make it there. And the Prophet is saying, you are looking at that. You like it. A'udhu billah. And you know that you will go there and be destroyed. And you are still making it. And the Prophet is saying, I am trying to stop you guys. Till the last minute in the intercession day. Ya Rabb ummati, Ya Rabb ummati. Till the last minute, he's gonna keep worrying about his ummah. Even for some of those who will start in the hellfire, he will not be happy, alayhi salatu wassalam. And the narration said, he will go back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from Jannah. Ya Allah, some of my ummah are still in the hellfire. What do you need, Muhammad? And the only one who is authorized to do it on that day is Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Wallahi al-azim, no one of the prophets even can do it for himself on that day. Everyone, the narration said, everyone is saying, Ya Rabbi nafsi, Ya Rabbi nafsi. Ya Allah, I'm going to take care of myself only. Ibrahim is alayhi salam will say, Ya Allah, I have nothing to do with Hajar, with Ismail. Ya Allah, I need to take care of myself. Ismail will do the same. Maryam will say, Ya Allah, I never ask you about Jesus. I never ask you about Isa. Myself, Isa will say the same. I'll never ask you about my mother. Ya Allah, myself. Everyone will say, Nafsi, Nafsi. And everyone on that day, in the day of the gathering, is looking at everyone. You are the great prophets and you can do nothing? They are saying, yes, that's not our day. The only person who is authorized on that day, go to this man, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And everyone, including the prophets, will go to Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And the Prophet will say, أَنَا لَهَا, I can take care of it. And he will go to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. فَيَرْكَعُ فَيَسْجُدُ تَحْتَ عَرْشِ الرَّحْمَنِ. And he's going to prostrate beneath the throne of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will tell him, Muhammad, ارفع رأسك وصل تعطى والشفاعة تشفع. Muhammad, raise your head. Stand up. Ask, you will be answered. Intercede, you will be granted. And the only word that's coming out of the mouth of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Ya Rabb ummati, Ya Rabb ummati. Ya Allah my ummah, Ya Allah my ummah. And he will never accept. And the narration said, till the last one, he's gonna keep making it back and forth. Ya Allah, still some of my ummah in the hellfire. وعزتي وجلالي لأخرجن من النار كل من كان في قلبه مثقال ذرة من إيمان. Muhammad, don't worry. Because of you, because of the intercession, because of your value to Allah, I'm gonna get out of the hellfire those who have a part of Iman in their heart. That's fine. And another tribe. Ya Allah, still of my ummah, part of my ummah are still in the hellfire. And Allah will say, I'm gonna get out of the hellfire because of you, Muhammad. And Allah is swearing by himself, by his dignity, his majesty, his mightiness, subhanahu wa ta'ala. Muhammad, whomever has a small piece of atom of Iman in his heart will go out. And the last one, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will say, وَعِزَّتِي وَجَلَالِي لَأُخْرِجَنَّ مِنَ النَّارِ كُلِّ مَنْ قَالَ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ وَعَمِلَ بِهِ. Whomever has said La ilaha illallah one day, but he did use it to act with, he will stay in the hellfire for a little bit. And he will get out of that hellfire one day. And that will be the last one from the ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam getting out of the hellfire. And the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is describing, I'm saying that not to feel just like lazy or get a long haul. A second in the hellfire is enough. But the Prophet is saying, see that man who is the last one, so you can know your value as one of the ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. That last one has come out of the hellfire. His whole hope in the hellfire not to get into Jannah, just to get out of the hellfire. And when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did get him out of the hellfire, he said, Ya Allah, that's great. I need nothing more than that. Nothing. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to open one of the gates of Jannah. And a part of the smell of Jannah will come to this guy to smell. And he's going to get something different. From the hellfire to smell something from Jannah. And the same servant, the last one from the ummah of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam getting out of the hellfire. Ya Allah, that's a great smell. Just, can I get closer? Just, I'm not going to ask for anything more. And Allah will tell him, nothing more. He will say, nothing more, just to get closer. Allah is going to get him closer. He's going to smell more. And he's going to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to get closer and closer. Nothing more, nothing more. And Allah is going to get him just by the door of Jannah, not in. Man, that's different. Just the door. Ya Allah, can I have another request? Just step in, step in. Nothing more, nothing more. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will get him a dip. Just let him step into the Jannah. And what the Prophet said, he's gonna look at something that he, as we mentioned before, مَا لَا عَيْنٌ رَأَتْ, still in Jannah. The Jannah, the levels of Jannah, it's the same number, we agreed on that, of the verses of the Quran. 6,236 levels, which is equal to 6,236 verses. And everyone has a level, and all are called Jannah, and all under the same criterion, ما لا عين رأت ولا أذن سمعت ولا خطر على قلب بشر. What you have never heard of, what you have never thought or imagined, and what your heart have never thought that he's gonna see it. All those are called Jannah. And the Prophet is saying the distance between each one of the levels and the second one, it's like between earth and heaven. And this guy is just level number 1. He has stepped into that level and he looked at what he had, just at what he can see. And he told Allah, Ya Allah, is it for a prophet or a Siddiq or one of those great servants? He said, no. He said, that's for you. And he's telling him, Ya Allah, are you making fun of me? And the narrations, Allah will tell him, oh my servant, be polite, be disciplined. وَلَكَ مِثْلُهُ عَشْرِ مَرَّاتٍ. And your reward in that part of Jannah is 10 times what you have seen. And this guy, from what he has seen and he has inherited in Jannah, he is thinking that no one in Jannah can has what he has, even Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying that just that small reward that has been given to the last person from the ummah of Muhammad, who's going to say La ilaha illallah and act to it. But be careful. Being in the hellfire by itself, it's a disaster, even for a second. That's the reason the Prophet used to say, Ya Allah, make us among those who will be granted Jannah بدون سابقة حساب ولا عذاب, without a previous held for accountability or getting a deep in the hellfire, then going back to Jannah. Because that second in the hellfire, it's a disaster. The Prophet said that reward or that kingdom or that dominion or that inheritance for that guy in the Jannah, it's 10 times the most wealthy person that Allah has brought to this land since Allah created Adam till the day of judgment. And Allah subhanahu wa Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, whomever from the second level will come to visit this guy in the first level, is gonna feel that he is in a disaster. And Allah has made that concept and regulation. Even Jannah has regulation. Anyone, whenever you would like to meet with Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and you are not in the same level of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, the Prophet is going to come and see you. You would like to sit with Abu Bakr, على سرر موضونة متكئين عليها متقابلين. You would like to sit next to Abu Bakr, talking to him about his great achievement in dunya. You will see Abu Bakr if you are not with him in the same level. If you are not with him in the same level. You know why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made that regulation. Those who are in the higher level can go to visit others in the lower level to feel how great they are in the reward. But they will never go to see anyone in the higher level, otherwise they are going to feel they have nothing. And they are in a terrible pain and hardship. And any one of those levels, still under the same criterion. ما لا عين رأت ولا أذن سمعت ولا خطر على قلب بشر. Whatever you can think of. It's way beyond it. That is the reason the Prophet ﷺ used to encourage his Sahaba. The goodness of Jannah is expensive. Who would like to pay? ألا إن سلعة الله غالية. The goodness of Allah, the good of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the day of judgment is Jannah. ألا إن سلعة الله غالية. ألا إن سلعة الله الجنة. Who would like to pay? Who would like to be ready to be among those who will be in that great reward? we need to make sure that you will never go to any one of the extremes regarding the thought. You are not enforcing others to believe, even Muhammad himself. And we mentioned that Allah told him about his uncle with all of his effort, with all of his guidance, with all of his invitation, his effort, his whatever he did to deliver the message. Allah's plan to make Abu Talib passing away on other than Islam. Done. Muhammad did cry, Muhammad did do his best, and Allah told him, أنت لا تهدي من أحببت ولكن الله يهدي من يشاء. You could not guide whomever you wish, because Muhammad wished to everyone to be guided. But that's not your part. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to guide whomever He wishes. And on the other hand, we should not say, it's not my part. As we mentioned, make sure that based on your level, at home, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam said about those who are claiming that they are the upper hand, but they have nothing to do with controlling the deen in their houses. ألا أدلكم على التيس المستعار? Shouldn't I tell you about like the false donkey, or والعياذ بالله, just التيس المستعار? And in another narration, at the youth. And he said, وما الديوث يا رسول الله? What's that, the youth? He said, الذي يرتضي القبح على أهل بيته. Whomever is going to accept to see the corruption in his house, and he's doing nothing. That's the reason Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given the Muslim, the man, tools to deal with their wives. فَعِظُهُمْ, remind them, because that is the way. Then go to the second step, then the third step, then the fourth step. Nothing called we have a sacred tie like the corruption the other faiths have. No, whenever it will be a problem in your life as a woman or a man that will take this life to hellfire, we don't need it. And Allah is giving you some step to go through, and by the end, take whatever that will take you to Jannah. The woman will never be forced to live with a man that will take her to the hellfire. And the man will never be able to live with a woman. Allah is telling him that. You are not obliged or forced to live with a woman if you love Allah more than your woman. And that's the problem. If you love Allah more than your money, if you love Allah more than your kids, because in the day of judgment, you are going to say on your deathbed, whenever you will be requested to say La ilaha illallah, you will never be able to say it unless you have implemented La ilaha illallah, and Allah was the upper authority on your list. If you have just brought Allah to the back and you are listening to your wife, you are listening to your kids, you are listening to your boss, you are listening to your friends, you will never be able to say La ilaha illallah. And go to the narrations of some of the Sahaba and some of the scholars. They have attended sessions. Say, man, say La ilaha illallah. And he's saying dollars, dirhams. I'm talking about reality. Dollars, dirhams. Man, I'm telling you, say La ilaha illallah on his deathbed, and he can only say dollars and dirhams. Because he spent all of his life dealing with yujri, worshipping money. Ta'isa abdu dirham. The loser is the one who is the servant of dirhams. As Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said. Make sure that you are going to do your part, either with the hand, upper hand, or with the tongue, or with the heart, and that is the least degree or rank or level of iman that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepts. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, فَلَعَلَّكَ بَاخِعٌ نَفْسَكَ عَلَى آثَارِهِمْ. You have been killing yourself just for what they are saying against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And as we said, we'll see how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala even did blame Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in the same chapter after a few verses, inshaAllah. And we'll see how Allah is commanding him. وَاصْبِرْ نَفْسَكَ مَعَ الَّذِينَ يَدْعُونَ رَبَّهُمْ بِالْغَدَاةِ وَالْعَشِيِّ يُرِيدُونَ وَجْهَهُ. Don't worry about those. You have delivered the message, that's your part. And Allah has given that blame to Muhammad more than once in the Quran. Once with Abdullah ibn Maktoum, وَمَا يُدْرِيكَ لَعَلَّهُ يَزَّكَّى أَوْ يَذَّكَّرُ فَتَنْفَعُهُ الذِّكْرَى أَمَّا مَنِ اسْتَغْنَى فَأَنْتَ وَأَمَّا مَنْ يَخْشَى فَأَنْتَ عَنْهُ تَلَهَى. Allah is telling him, I know your intention, but that's not the way it should be. I am teaching you how you are going to make the right da'wah, even if you are Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. You are spending your time with those high-class guys. I know that you are not just giving hard time to Abdullah ibn Maktoum, but he is here to ask for a question. He is more worthy to pay attention to than those guys, because you have already delivered the message to them. And Allah will say the same, give the same message to Muhammad.